on wages, prices, and profits. Now, I know there are some people who say that this isn't any business of the President of the United States.
Welcome back to this episode of Two Moms, One Mic. Today we have something a little different. We have a spooky story. So today we're going to be reading a couple short spooky stories. I hope you guys like it.
Yeah. Introduce your name.
I'm Tania, and this is my co-host
Desiree.
And today we're going to get spooky.
I don't know how spooky we're going to get, but we're reading like short, scary stories from like a subreddit. So this is titled Baby. In the early spring, a young couple moved into the cottage by the sea. They were excited to have found the place at such good price, and they looked forward to raising their daughter on the coast. It didn't take them long to realize why the house was so cheap. They weren't the only ones living there. The mother knew something was wrong. She heard strange sounds in the night. When she picked up her daughter, a shadow fell across her face. Nothing she could do could make a baby happy anymore, and she cried often. Only Baby knew who was there. Baby loved New Mama, who held her late at night when she had a nightmare. New Mama always had time to play. New Mama loved her. New Mama began to take Baby on special trips. She would pick Baby up her long, bony arms and gently raise her in the air. Baby loved this. It was their special thing. New Mama wanted to have this baby for her own. So that night, she led Baby outside and picked her up. Cradling her against her cold chest, she floated higher and higher until they were above the house. Baby's eyes glowed. Together, they soared through a silent world of clouds and fog. Finally, after an eternity of quiet coasting, New Mama gently sat Baby down on a bluff above the ocean. Baby was uncertain. This wasn't home. She reached her arms up to be carried. New Mama patted Baby on the head and turned her towards the edge. The waves crashed hundreds of feet below. It's time to fly on your own.
Be fucking for real.
That's creepy.
First of all, what day and age is this? Because I know they gotta have baby monitors or something, a Ring doorbell to alert you. How you letting this lady get away with your baby? And not only that,
she floating.
About to kill your baby. She about to.
She said, you gotta go on your own now.
Time to fly, darling. No.
Okay, I just read this one. It says, my boyfriend bought a Dachshund puppy. The Dachshund was so adorable. My boyfriend had always wanted a dog, but his parents wouldn't let him have one, so he got a dog as an adult. The first year was challenging. The puppy was wild, hyperactive, biting and destroying everything. By the second of the year, the dog calmed down and began to obey and learn commands. We were happy together.
Dang, it take 2 years for the dog to get right?
Right? At night, the dog used to come to me and lay his head next to mine. It was beautiful. Then something changed. One night, the dog was whining at the door, so I went out with him. The grass was wet, the sidewalk was muddy, and the dog got dirty. When we got back, I was wiping the dog's paw, and that's when the dog turned his head sharply and started growling. And I felt the dog's teeth bite deep into my hand. The dog was furious, and I was in shock. The dog started growling aggressively and attacking me. I was terrified and confused. Blood was coming out my hand. I ran out of the bathroom with fear and locked the dog in there. What is going on? When my boyfriend came back, he didn't understand what had happened. He said maybe I had caught the dog's paw badly and that dog took it as a risk. What? That does not happen.
Bro, the dog bit her to the point where she drew blood. Not only
And this
bit
was
her,
not a stranger either.
he attacked her.
Exactly. But I hadn't done anything unusual. This was the first time he attacked me, but not the last. What you mean not the last? That should have been the last.
I would have put that
dog out. What you mean? Before that, the dog was always happy to see me. When I came home, the dog was running to greet me with a wagging tail and enthusiastic bark. Now the dog stares at me or attacks me. I'm afraid the dog will bite my throat in my sleep one day and I'll bleed out.
Why the throat specifically? What?
Because I guess like when you're vulnerable in your sleep, like your neck is just out. Like that's,
I would think like he'll maybe like maul her face or something. Not go straight for the throat.
I don't know. Maybe she knows something we don't.
Maybe. She be stealing his treats. Get him out her throat.
This is her thoughts going on the dog's head. What?
What?
I love my humans so much. We are a pack. But one human is scared of me and probably doesn't like me anymore. It happened once and I got mud on my paws. Luckily, my humans always clean me up. Well, at that time, my human was washing me and she was wiping my paws with a towel. I felt a sharp pain in my paws. I turned around my head and was furious. Our dark being surrounded my human. It had skin with spikes, eyes and teeth that were blacker
Wait a minute. Who interviewed the dog? How do we have his point of view right now? Go ahead.
She made this up in her head.
Oh.
Are you serious? Be for real.
That
dog just don't like you. She's trying to justify what's going on.
No, go ahead.
The tongue was long and bloody red. It wrapped his hand around my human's arm, and I bit down to scare the creature away from my human. I attacked it, but I bit my human instead. To this day, I protect my human from the dark being, but my human is more and more afraid of me because of it. I try to explain that I am protecting her, but she does not understand me. All she hears is barking. That is so sad. Imagine, like, he was dead ass just trying to communicate. Like, I really be thinking that sometimes.
Like with babies too, and they just stare and stuff. Like, who are you talking to, sweetie?
Like, you don't even know English yet, but do you understand things?
I feel like all living beings can kind of communicate through like certain things, like body language or whatever the case may be. But that can kind of get a little misinterpreted because it's a dog and he's barking, and you associate that with aggression or something like that. But me, if I just seen like a dog like staring off and just barking at like nothing, I would
be freaked out.
Yeah,
because I feel like babies and animals, they can see stuff.
Yeah,
they can see spirits. They can see something, anything
into another dimension or something. I don't know, but yeah.
Shoot, maybe that dog's from not here.
Well, maybe the dog is. No, maybe she's the dark person that he's trying to protect her from.
That's what I was just thinking of.
Or like she's probably possessed instead of the dog. Because in the beginning she was like, maybe he's possessed. But maybe it's you.
She might be depressed because, girl.
Nah, she might be depressed.
she might be. Because, like, girl, really?
Having a psychotic break. Like, she probably attacked the dog. She probably bit the dog.
Because that's so random. Like, why would he attack you?
Well, he said, I don't know who,
like, but what's in the paw?
Who gave us this side of the dog story? I don't know.
It was her.
He said he didn't say nothing, but he thought, well, his side was, I seen a dark figure or whatever the case may be next to my human. I tried to bite it, but I ended up biting her. So they had to be like mad close, or maybe she could be the dark one.
That's what I'm saying. What if it's like her depression in the background? That dog can see it.
Like a little dark
like a dark shadow.
Yeah.
And maybe he was just like, get away from my human. Like, you're really killing the vibe.
I'm gonna bite you.
Right.
No, stop.
But because they said that now she like stays away and she's like closed off. So I'm so dead. We just come up with all these theories.
I mean, it don't make no sense. First of all, we got the dog's point of view. I don't even know who sat down, interviewed the dog, or tapped into his mind, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that story is
that's creepy. Because what if the dog was possessed?
Or what if she was?
I don't know. That's a lot of speculation.
They didn't even say nothing about her boyfriend or fiance, whatever he was.
Her boyfriend was surprised why he did it. So, like, what's the tea there? Because I'm sorry, but a dog is not randomly going to do that. Like, what made that dog do that? Can y'all take him to a vet? Like,
I would have put him to sleep. Because she said that's not the last time that he attacked her. Okay, after
I don't know if I would have put him to sleep. I probably gave away the dog.
It depends, girl. It depends on how bad he attacked her.
Definitely.
But if you
small
bite,
puppy,
a dog is a dog, and a bite is a bite.
You said a bite is a bite.
The little ones be the most aggressive. I'm gonna do this one because we've both been in car accidents, and this is the first one that caught my eye.
Just bringing the trauma right out.
Why don't we?
Why don't we?
Okay, so the title of this one is "He'll Kill You Tomorrow."
Oh,
dun dun dun. Okay, so it goes. Sean had a terrible car accident a few months ago. I only knew him because he was the brother of Jacob, a friend of mine, but it still shook me too. He suffered brain damage and his face was mangled with deep cuts on it. His brain was badly damaged, the doctor told Jacob and me. He'll never be normal again. The damage is permanent. The strange thing started a few days after this. Sean hasn't said a word after the accident. The doctor said there was a chance he would remain mute for the rest of his life. Then out of nowhere, during the medical checkup, Sean looked at the doctor and spoke. He'll kill you in 2 days.
What?
He whispered slowly. When we were all surprised. We tried to speak with him, but he hasn't said anything else. Even the doctor found it strange. 2 days later, the doctor died. Ooh, he did.
They should have took that seriously.
Right. I would have been scared.
scared.
He was murdered in his own home, and the police had no idea who could have done this. Sean knew about this, I said to Jacob. We asked Sean about the case. He was still silent. About a month went by, and one time Jacob took Sean to the hospital for another checkup. Sean walked to a janitor and spoke again. He'll kill you in a week.
Sean.
It gotta be. I would have locked him up the first time.
Like, what?
Took him in for questioning or something.
Exactly.
But he said to the janitor, he'll kill you in a week. This was the second time Jacob spoke since the accident. Jacob dragged him away and apologized to the janitor, who was murdered a week later. We were sure Sean we were sure Sean knew the murderer, but he didn't tell us. How the hell is he predicting these murderers? Jacob asked me. It's madness. Maybe he became some kind of telepath after the accident, I replied.
They not that slow.
Be for real. Like, seriously, make it make sense. He said, that's not true. While we were arguing, Sean walked into our room. He looked straight at Jacob. He'll kill you tomorrow.
Hell no. I'm going to leave the state.
He said, then turned his back to us. We walked out of the room. We were speechless. No, this can't be true. You have to help me, Jacob screamed at me. We should call the police, man. And tell them what? That my brother said somebody would kill me? Yes. This is third time.
Like,
I think you should listen. We spent the next day in Jacob's room. I had a kitchen knife in my pocket, and Jacob had
pepper spray.
He had pepper spray.
Are you serious?
He should have had
Why didn't they leave the state? I would have been gone.
I don't even know what we're running from, but okay.
But I wouldn't been anywhere like where anyone know where I am.
Right.
You know?
True. Okay. I thought we were crazy waiting the whole day in his room, waiting for some killer to come and kill us. Then the door slowly opened. I jumped up from my seat. Sean slowly walked in, smiling. Ah, Sean, you scared us, Jacob sighed. Sean is asleep. It's me. Sean said in a much deeper voice than usual. While we were frozen from fear, he walked up to Jacob with a quick sling. He cut his throat open, killing him in a few seconds. Jacob fell to the ground. I was still paralyzed. Sean then looked at me and said, I'll kill you in 3 days.
Yeah.
I like that.
So does he have like a different side to him?
I guess he's probably on psychotic break or something.
That's the same person. We know that's the same person who's just killing all these folks.
Yeah. But now, I think Shawty should take action since she literally just witnessed him murder his own brother right in front of her and put all this together, Wait, if Sean wasn't, how was he getting around if he's just
mute though? Because that's what he was like, basically, that's what doctors told him. True. So he could literally just be, something's probably actually wrong with him.
Slip through the cracks. Yeah, it's probably, maybe the accident altered his brain in some way or something like that. Or maybe he's just
maybe
nuts.
he just used that as an excuse to be crazy.
He's been nuts.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that.
I'm going to go with that. He was
crazy.
nuts before. And then after that happened, he was just like, this is my perfect chance.
I think I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say, after the accident, maybe he didn't have no accident.
Oh, shit.
Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it.
No, because that could make sense.
All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of our spooky stories. I'm Tania.
I'm Desiree. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, John.